Hi, this is Mrs. Nelson. We're looking at illustrative math for 7th grade. This is Unit 3, Lesson 6, Estimating Areas. The objective states I can calculate the area of a complicated shape by breaking it into shapes whose areas I know how to calculate. Let's use a little more sophisticated vocabulary. Instead of breaking it into shapes, let's use the word decompose, because we've been using that word since 6th grade. So I can calculate the area of a complicated shape by decomposing, I guess we should say, decomposing it into shapes whose areas I know how to calculate. We're looking at activity 6.3, area of Nevada. Estimate the area of Nevada in square miles. Explain or show your reasoning. Well, Nevada's got a pretty cool shape. For the most part, it's a rectangle, except it's missing this triangular piece right here and this little teeny jutted out piece. We're just going to ignore that because we're looking at an overall estimation. Doesn't have to be super precise, but we want to account for as much as possible. So overall it's a rectangle without that little triangular piece. We can also decompose it in another way. We could break it down into a triangle, a smaller rectangle, and that triangle right here. Either way to look at it, or even other ways to look at it, we could come up with a worthwhile estimation for the overall area of Nevada. I'm going to look again at that big picture of this rectangle overall, less this triangle right here. So I'm going to find the area of that rectangle overall. The dimensions for that rectangle are 320 miles times 490 miles. I'm going to go ahead and use my Google calculator to help me out with that one. 320 times 490 gives me 156,800 square miles, or miles squared. So overall, Nevada's area is this, but I could be more precise and go ahead and get rid of this triangular piece that's not really there. I remember finding the area of a triangle that we came to a formula last year in 6th grade. We could take the area of a parallelogram of the same base and height of that triangle and recognize that it's made up into two triangles of the same size. So I could multiply the base times the height to get the area of that parallelogram, but then I want just the triangle and it's only taking up half the space, so I'm going to divide that by 2. So looking for these dimensions, I see that the dimensions for that rectangular prism, or not rectangular prism, but that parallelogram, and that triangle, the base is 320 miles and its height is 270 miles. So I'll use that formula, 320 times 270, but again the triangle takes up half the space of that parallelogram, so I'm going to divide it by 2 using my calculator here. 320 times 270 divided by 2, I get an area of that triangular piece of 43,200. Let me erase this so I can write it right there. 43,200. So I'm going to take that area away so that I have the estimation for this bulk of land right here in that calculation. So I'm not going to use my calculator because this doesn't require any regrouping. I get 600 right here, and 56 minus 43 is 13, and 100,000 minus nothing gives me that total area of 113,600 square miles as a very worthwhile estimation for the size, the amount of space that Nevada takes up. Again, our objective was I can calculate the area of a complicated shape by decomposing it into shapes whose areas I know how to calculate. Thanks for watching.